Hello, my name is Malik Harrington, and welcome to another episode of the Family Budget Fisherman. I didn't tell you all this in my last video, but we've done a lot of major life changes. My family and I, we've actually moved from one county, Sacramento County, all the way up 2.5 hours north to Redding, up here in Shasta County. A lot of life changes. Maybe I'll explain that to you more in depth in a later video. But I just want to let you know once again how much I thank all of you who have subscribed to the channel and are looking forward to some valuable content that'll help you in your ability to purchase fishing equipment without having to pay the exorbitant prices that they sometimes cost. So having said that, as you read in the description, just below and on the icon, this is an updated review on the Creed GT3000 fishing reel. So just so that you know, over the last, and by the way, you may hear a lot of ambient noise. It's daytime, different place. Maybe we'll work that out. Hopefully I'm loud enough to overwhelm whatever noise that you may hear coming through this video. That said, I have used this rod, this reel over the since May of 2019, so a year and a half, okay? And I have put nearly 500 hours of catching fish on these reels. I'm sorry, the reels. If I said rod, I meant reels. And that is, again, the Creed GT3000 fishing reels, made by 13 Fishing. I was doing some YouTube surfing not long ago, back in October, and I came across a video by a guy named Chris Canning, who is an obviously great fisherman. He fishes, I believe, salt and fresh water, and he posted a video called The Ugly Truth, based on the Creed GT3000 fishing reel by 13 Fishing. And I watched it. At the end of the video, by the end of the video, I didn't get the sense that the title of the video was sharing that there was some sort of ugly truth, meaning that there's something that is not as good as was said by reviewers, those of us who have reviewed the reel earlier. He said, and by the way, that's my neighbor's dog over there wanting to get into the house, so I apologize for that. By the way, there is, in one of my videos that I have promoted last May, I mentioned to you all how good of a fishing rod that is. I mean, fishing reel, that is. I keep saying rod, and I mean reel, probably because I deal with rods more than I deal with reels. How great of a fishing reel that is. Well, Chris Canning, and I don't know if he watched my video or anyone else's video, he did mention that he saw a lot of videos and reviews, and those reviews all gave, quote, glowing reviews, but he begged to differ. Well, after watching his video, I actually sent him a comment, public comment on underneath the video, where I said to him, I didn't hear any disagreement. I do agree with his criticisms of the reel. Okay, and so just so that you know, let me show you. Like I said, I had 500 hours. So when I told him that I didn't hear any disagreement, while I agree with his criticisms, I didn't see any ugly truth that he had unearthed, with one exception. Okay, so to my left, to your right here, I have what I call my black rod stock collection. Okay, this is sort of my A-string for fishing rods. Okay, now this one right here, this is my wife's rod. As soon as I can get it, there we go. This is my wife's rod. This is what I call the Black Widow. Okay, and this rod sock is here on purpose so she can quickly identify her rod. Now, like I said, let me hold up what I have here, just so that if anybody who even knows him can see that I have. Here, let me set this one down. This one does not have a reel at all on it. There's 6 reels here, okay? 6. And I want to show you that all 6 of these reels are Creed GT 3000s, okay? 6 reels, okay? I have, my wife's rod is a Shimano. This is the Shimano Zodius, and it has the braided line 645 with, does this have a leader? Yeah, the leader on here is 15-pound brake strength. No. This is the, not 645, this is the 215. It's just blue, and it has the 15-pound brake strength fluorocarbon leader by Trilene. Okay, and that's her rod there. I have the same rod, but I paired the same way, but the only difference is I actually put, what is this? This is Magnathin. This is Stren Magnathin on here. It's a 6-pound diameter, 8-pound diameter line, but the brake strength on it is a little over 10 pounds. And I did that because I wanted to kind of go back to my roots on mono, and this is a good strong mono to consider. Very few other lines have the brake strength that high compared in the mono brands. This is 13 Fishing's Omen, and this is the Omen 3. You can most notably tell that it's the Omen 3 because it has the split handle, and it has this little white tab right here. But again, that's their Creed GT 3000, and this is a 7'1" medium action rod. By the way, those Zodiuses are 7-foot medium action rods. This is the Shimano Curado spinning rod, and this is a 7'4" medium action, fast taper, and this one has fins 215 on it with a Trilene 15-pound leader as well. That Omen has the same setup on the fishing line. This is their Shimano. This is the 13 Fishing's Envy. This is the 13 Fishing Envy. Okay, the Envy is sporting fins 645, and it's all braid, meaning 6-pound diameter, 45-pound brake strength. I don't put this on here because I need that much brake strength. It just gives me added security when I'm throwing a frog, when I'm throwing a spinnerbait, when I'm striper fishing with it, that I'm going to get that fish in the boat, and my fishing line is not going to be at issue. Or if I tie a weak knot. If I tie a weak knot on here, my weak knot is still going to give me 20 pounds of brake strength, even though it's a 45-pound line. There are a lot of people who will use a 30-pound line or even a 20-pound line, and they'll tie a weak knot, and now they only have about 10 pounds of brake strength. Well, I'm compensating for that with that, so that's why I do that. So that's the 13 Fishing Envy 2 spinning rod, and this is a 7'3" medium heavy action rod. And then, last but not least, you've seen this one already on the last video that I posted. This is the Daiwa Tatula Elite Cody Meyer Series 7'4" medium action rod. I've said enough about this in the last video. This is a great rod to pair the Creed GT 3000. Now, mind you, this is a $90 rod, and I have it paired with a $300 rod. I mean, the $90 reel. I said it again, $90 reel. And I paired it with a $300 rod, and in this case, a $325, well, this is $280, and this is $325. That's a fly. And they both fantastic rods, okay? I'm going to link Chris Canning's video below. He makes a criticism that I really do agree with, and that criticism is the way that the reels are made. If you want to switch from right hand to left hand, it takes too many parts. You have to take off too many parts to switch it from right to left, and then there's a screw rather than just unscrewing the reel of the reel handle. I do agree with that. So I think to Chris Canning's credit and the criticism of 13 Fishing, that needs to be fixed, because that, if you fix it right, you can further reduce the weight of that reel while improving its performance. I would grade the performance of this reel, just reel to reel. I would grade the performance at, in terms of dollar amount, I would say if they fix that problem with changing the handle, this is a $150 reel easy. Okay. Now, I thank them for pricing it at $90. It's a real good deal. Now, that's where I disagree with Chris Canning. Chris Canning says, don't spend the $90 for it. I agree with him, don't spend the $90 for it because it's priced at $90. There are ways that you can get it for less than that. And if you look at my link in the description below, or do a search for my review on the Cree GT 3000 by 13 Fishing, you'll see that I paid a lot less than $90. But I'm saying in terms of value, it'll give you $150 worth of value. And that comes from a guy who's fished for 45 years using all kinds of equipment. And with this diversity of equipment, over 500 hours on this, on this reel particularly, with all this diversity of rods and that I've used, and I've fished rivers, lakes, streams, sloughs. I've fished heavy, heavy mats. I fished deep, clear stuff. And I'm telling you, this reel performs. It does have a problem where from time to time, the line does get caught underneath the reel, spool. But it's not consequential. You know, you compare that to what other reels do, and it's not that much different. It's just noticeable. So I say all that to say, it's not the ugly truth. There's something more beautiful about the truth in this reel. And while I do appreciate what Chris Canning says in his video, the ugly truth about these reels, I disagree with him that it is an ugly truth that's not worth the value. Now, he does make two recommendations, and these recommendations I'm gonna say to you, as good as those reels are, and you'll have to watch this video to know what those recommendations are for comparables. If you have a reel, he's recommending reels that are 3 ounces or more heavier than this reel. And I'm gonna say to you, I wouldn't use them because I make over 900 casts, sometimes 1,000 casts in a fishing day, and 3 ounces, you could feel the difference over the course of a day. So you need, if you're gonna fish that often, you need lighter equipment that can do the job. And the reason why I cast that much is because I use the spinning reel much more often than those people who use combinations, bait caster and spinning. Some just go bait caster. I mean, you know, Ishman Rowe, for example, who's also a pro staffer with Daiwa, that's all he uses is bait casters. And bless him, I mean, he's a great professional fisherman. So, so once again, this is my updated review on these reels. They are good value. If you can't find them for anything but $90, meaning that you're gonna order directly from the factory, they're worth it. They are worth it. But if you can find a deal to get them for less than that, do that just the same. So once again, I say to you, don't do all that, you know, crazy stuff trying to pay full retail value for everything. Some things you may have to pay retail for, but do whatever you can not to break your family's budget, but do everything you can to break your personal best. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.